Mike spot. Waiting. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Go. He's coming to you.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Ready? Blue lady. It's a party now. It's a party now. Check 99. Check 99. Let's go.
He completes it to Evans. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Breida. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down now, it's Jones, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. On third down, a run from Breida. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score. Matt
Gay's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Let's go! Let's go!
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Here we go.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Penny. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Rabbit. 54.
Now on 2nd and 16. Wilson is complete to Lockett. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Play action now. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Off the play fake, Winston. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. All that gets him.
Thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Alert.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there, couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
12. Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
Here's Wilson throwing again. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run with Breida. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the 38, Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Winston. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Jameis to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. This is Breida. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
On play action, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, Winston. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Bring it. Let's go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, Breida. Oh, now Breida loses it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check. Watch 54. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the
From the 35 on 2nd down. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Good job right there. Check, Mike, 54.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Penny, the first down carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Green 80. Mike 5-4. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. 19. 54, Mike.
From the shotgun, Wilson forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. Give him 9 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the gun, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
First down, Tampa Bay.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. A nice pickup on first down, 7 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Here's Breida. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Let's go.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can right foot in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Winston now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown, and he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. On the run, it's Penny. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, 0-0.
Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Penny. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson, he lets it fly for Lockett. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they let you.
On third down, Wilson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Devin White coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the 1st. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 19. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Micah Kaiser was in on the tackle. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll run with Penny. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Points of the game.
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, their battle to finish 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. I don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what the mad for. I just had to do and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib and getting money, you gotta ask for it. I'm tired of complaining. I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day.
With a bad one, made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. How fit to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout.